Thank you guys for joining the Anyone Can Playwrite podcast show. I'm your host, RK. I thank you guys for being with me today as we continue this phenomenal journey together in the Adult Play Therapy Devotional, a 60-day soul cleansing devotional and journal. And if you have already made this purchase, then you were able to purchase this book or the ebook format from Amazon, or you made the purchase through me. And I thank you so much for the support. If in fact you have not gotten your copy of this book, do it. Contact me. I can send you a signed copy with a personalized message just for you. And, of course, that'll be after we do a money transaction. Then you'll get your book sent to you. If you prefer to get it from Amazon, go ahead and do that. It's a lot easier than having to write these prompts down in a notebook. But in fact, if you have to use the notebook, then please get one that has a binding spine. You want a binding spine so you can keep all your information together. All right, guys, we are on day 40. Day 40 of this phenomenal journey. That literally means we only have 20 days left. Less than the full month of June. Oh my goodness. To know that we are actually so close to the end of this journey is quite amazing. And yet there's so much more to learn about ourselves, so much more to learn about the fundamental building blocks of play in our life as adults and the benefits of it and how it is customized and tailored for the individual that I am and why I've chosen the play that I do. There may even be some of us in the midst of this journey that are realizing, I enjoy doing playtime this way, but what if I also did this? And what if I changed it this way? And it may even cause you to want to explore other realms of play and other realms of yourself. This is a time of self-discovery, right? The soul cleansing journey allows us to also find means of self-discovery and find out new ideas about ourselves, right? To see ourselves differently. So come on, guys, journey with me. Day 40, get involved in a relationship with Christ. Attend Bible vocational meetings in person and or online. Read the Bible, talk and commune with, and pray to God. Hi, D.A. Weber Sr. That is my husband. He's Coach Play as well. Coach Play is his professional name, as he is a professional fitness trainer and personal instructor. I think I put that wrong. Fitness instructor, personal trainer, and a personal coach, personal fitness coach, and nutritionist. But he's logged on here from his personal account. So thank you for joining. Get involved in a relationship with Christ. I am so often asked, how do you and your husband do this with 10 kids? How do you make life work? How do you do this since you homeschool? How do you make this work? And quite honestly, top of the list for me is Christ. Could not do this without him. He allows me to keep my sanity. First off, he allows me to wake up every day remembering my full name and being able to go throughout my day and fulfill the responsibilities and the duties that I do as a wife and as a mom and as a person, as a human, and allows me to be able to do it with kindness and with joy, and that during the times when I am feeling like an epic failure and during the times when I feel like I am at my lowest and I am depressed and I am sad and I am spiraling and I am in a dark place, he always puts people in my path to reach and pull me out of those pit holes and pitfalls. And definitely number one is my husband, who is always there to be a champion of men and come to my rescue and help get me out of those situations and out of those dark places. And I thank him for that. And I once again have to go all the way back to Christ again, because I wouldn't be in the relationship with my husband had Jesus not put him in my path on that day, September the 15th, right? I love you too. But if I hadn't had need to go to a poetry reading that day, which one day we're going to sit down and talk about how we even met, but it was completely divine and how everything worked out for me to get a flyer for a poetry reading that was going to be the next day, for me to even have any boldness to ask for the flyer. And then to top that all off, the lady who had the flyer was actually at a liquor store. I was getting some wine and getting some Black and Miles at the time. And so God will meet you where you're at, right? And she had flyers for a poetry reading, and I asked for a flyer, and just so happens to be that on the way of going to the poetry reading, met my husband. So that was the Lord who allowed us to be able to meet and allows us to still be able to enjoy being together. So I give him all honor and all glory because he helps me to get through life and gives me a different perspective and understanding. He puts people in my life that are so loving and so caring and literally makes rough times easier and puts me in a sacred space where I cannot complain. And even whenever I do complain, he has people there that are just so angelic and fill me up with so much love. And for those who may have a different relationship with Christ or have no relationship with Christ, he does say, taste and see that the Lord is good. So this invitation right here is really just an invitation of taste and see why I'm able to carry the load of having 10 kids with extremely different personalities and still be on here with you wonderful people each and every day doing this devotional. Taste and see, right? See if he works for you. If he doesn't, that's okay. But he works for me. All right, here goes our journal prompt. How has your life changed since you accepted Christ as your Savior? Well, I can say definitely for myself, my life has changed in that, like I said earlier, I still have bad days. I still have sad days. But my good days outweigh my worst. And he's given me this seed of hope that a while back I didn't used to have. I didn't used to have it all. Like, my mind was so very twisted, and I just literally thought on the level of, do I want to say Emily Dickinson, who like wrote a wonderful novel and put all these beautiful poems together, and the next thing you know, she was in the water with rocks in her pockets, which still seems very odd. But nonetheless, there's so many different great authors. Even if we look at, what's his name? Edgar Allan Poe, who I also loved, and he died in the alley, a drunkard. So I had like all these different writers that I just loved and looked up to. Zora Neale Hurston, who was dead in an apartment building by herself. And that was what stayed on my mind the most. Like, I'm going to become this famous writer that, you know, has a short life, and that's it. And yet now that's not where my mindset is at. Like, I think about being a great grandmother with my husband. I think about future stuff. I think about moving and having a house and a big yard and having a garden and being able to garden with my family, with my kiddos, with my household, and being able to see the best out of family members, and having stronger relationships with people, having a stronger relationship with self. I think about road trips. I think about, hey, let's go to the city just to go to different restaurants and eat. Like, I think about that kind of stuff compared to what I used to think about. I think about life beyond just writing. I think about being able to learn how to quilt. I think about, like, literally, I think about being able to get deeper into learning about hypnotherapy and learning about just different cultures, and really, really one day becoming fluent in a different language instead of just knowing bits and pieces of the language, but really being able to become fluent in a foreign language. And why not just one, maybe two, maybe three, learning about ASL on a deeper level, American Sign Language, so that communication isn't blocked because I don't know it, but being able to know it so that the flow of communication can be stronger with whoever I meet. I think about those things. So he gives me a greater sense of hope and allows me to see options that I didn't see at first. So I thank Jesus for doing that, because I didn't have that at first. I didn't think on that mindset. I thought about gloomy stuff a whole lot. And I definitely, prior to Jesus being in my life, I definitely would not have been on this platform, because the idea and thought of speaking aloud on a public platform would have scared the crap out of me. And I would have felt so judged, and I would have walked away thinking, well, what is this person saying about me? And what are they going to think about me? And are they going to rewind that video over and over again? Rewind, I'm old school, but play the video over and over again in order to see where I messed up at. And did I say this right? And did I look okay? And did I wear the right stuff? And, is it going to have this amount of numbers that's going to follow it? Now that following, how many people are just following just in order to see me fumble? Like, all those negative thoughts would have been in there. Whereas now I can produce this video, speak to you guys, and literally when I hit end on this video, I don't think about this video like at all throughout my day. I don't think about who's watching it. I don't think about what views people have, if it's negative or positive. I film it, I end it, and I go about my day. And I don't have these intrusive thoughts hanging on me like I used to. And I tell you guys, it's because of the love of Christ. Like, he has helped me to get to a place where I am able to have peace in my mind. And it doesn't mean that I have overall peace. Like, I'm constantly in prayer and meditation about how to achieve greater levels of peace, right? And I think that you still have to have those, whatever burdens are there, so that you can still stay in communication with a God who cares, right? So I thank him for those times that I still have to be on my knees. I still have to be in my bed sweating and praying and crying. I thank him for that, because it allows me to, like right now in communication with you guys, to go back and look and be like, wow, but my life used to be like this. I used to hang out with people that were just all about drama. I used to be around all these negative, toxic people. I used to be in a relationship with individuals that really did not want the best for me, who didn't know who they were, who could not even begin to answer the call of what my soul needed, of what my heart desired, of what my love language was. Whereas I look over on the bed where my husband is, and I get the biggest smile, because all of those things are satisfied and answered and beyond. So I thank him for that. And I see the difference of where my life was to where it is now. I see the building blocks of things being even greater in my relationship with my children and with my mom and with other family members. I see him at work, and I just have to be thankful. So like I said, maybe he's not for you, but taste and see that the Lord is good. And maybe it's not going to happen in a day, and maybe it won't happen in an hour. But when you look back in that rearview mirror and you're able to say, wow, look where he brought me from. And it really is like a road trip. You can't just look in the rearview mirror after going one block of your life. You have to go further and just kind of follow it, like on how the map is with the GPS. And you look and you go, wow, I'm not at all where I used to be. And I am still going to my destiny, and not being like my destiny has to be heaven, but the goals that I have, the hopes that I now desire, those are my destiny. And so many times in church, guys, I could go on about this, but so many times in church, at the pulpit, the pastor's just talking about it, when we get to heaven and when we die. And then we only look to get into the coffin, and that's it. But yet life has so much more. And I found that when I serve Christ and I have him in my heart, and I'm living life in a way that says, like, I'm on the right path, he has me to connect with people that just, that fill my heart with such love and make me smile, that check up on me without me having to put out there that I need someone to check up on me. He just fills me with such happiness. And I didn't have that. I didn't used to have that. So he is for me, and my hope goes beyond just going to heaven. And that's not saying like that's not what I want to do. Of course, that is what I want. But I want that house. I want the yard. I want the privacy fence, so that, and not for the matter of being like, I wanted to have it, because we got 10 kiddos that need to run around and enjoy life and play and get in the dirt, and they need to learn about the fundamentals of gardening and being able to see tomatoes that they grew by themselves, and then being able to cut it up and put it in a salad and fry it and taste that the Lord is good, because they were able to produce that with their own hands. So those kind of things are hopes that I have that a long time ago I didn't used to have. And it goes beyond just saying, oh, I just can't wait in order to live long enough to where when I die I can go to heaven. You know, I want to end this message with this. There's a movie called The Book of Life, and it's an animated movie, a cartoon. Well, I guess animated, right? And it's a movie about, oh goodness, these two guys are like vying for the heart of this one woman. I want to say her name's like Maria. And one ends up dying, and he goes into death, and he has to, go through all these different challenges to be able to come back to the earth plane to win her heart, so that the other guy doesn't win her heart. Why is this so important? Because at the end of the movie, you have these two, I guess, like spirit guides. And one is male, one is female. And one is over like the good area, one's over like the bad area. But the thing is, she says, because they're telling this lesson to a bunch of school kids. You guys got to see the movie if you haven't. A bunch of school kids that are there for a field trip. And when the kids leave, after they tell them this whole story, and I'm not telling you guys the whole thing because it's really, really good. Plus, on top of that, I can't remember it all the way. And I'm like remembering bits and pieces. But there's this part that's like a quote at the very end. And we talked about quotes yesterday. And she said that anyone can die. But now these kids know how to live. And I think that that is so important and so key in serving Christ, is that anyone can die. But can anyone live? And I've learned, and I'm learning how to live. And that's just been because of him being in my life. So guys, I thank you for being with me today. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Sending you guys my love and my prayers and my thoughts. And I will see you guys later.